Let's talk about the 7 reasons for a chronic cough, okay? Number 1, a B12 deficiency. Now, this is not as common, but if you're deficient in B12, it's going to affect the neurology throughout the body, but it could also affect the nerves to your vocal cords and create an irritation. So realize that a simple way to get B12 is by consuming red meat or liver. That'll give you enough B12 pretty quick. All right, next one is something called the laryngopharyngeal reflux, okay? That is a situation where you're getting acid that's kind of coming up through the valve in your stomach. It should be closed. Kind of comes up there and it's going to irritate all the way up through into the vocal cords. Now that could come from a vitamin D deficiency, number 1, or just low hydrochloric acid in your stomach. And both of these are very common. If you're vitamin D deficient, and just realize that vitamin D does influence gastrin, which helps you release hydrochloric acid, this can create this effect where the valve just doesn't close and you start getting this irritation, and even the enzymes can even break down the protein in your esophagus and even your vocal cords. So that can be more severe. Now, next thing is if you have an allergy, and a lot of times in the spring or the fall, the mold or the pollen can irritate the throat or the sinuses, cause a postnasal drip, and create this cough. Now, if it's all year round, it could be mold in your house, for example, that could be causing this. One interesting thing about allergies is that if you acidify the stomach and you add more, let's say, betaine hydrochloride or apple cider vinegar to make this more acidic, it can improve the allergy, so it'll be less severe. Next thing is an enlarged thyroid. If your thyroid is enlarging or you have a goiter, that can put pressure on your vocal cords and create a coughing sensation. Sometimes when you look at people, you can actually even see that they have this swollen area right around your thyroid. They're not even aware of it. So they should go get it checked. And I have videos on that as well. Next thing is a viral infection. It could be a virus that you had way in the past that is reactivated because viruses go dormant. That's called latent, and they can be reactivated under stress or when you're deficient in certain things like vitamin D or zinc, and that can actually come out as a viral infection in your throat or in the upper respiratory area. 2 very good things to take for viruses and to prevent them from coming out of remission would be zinc, and you got it, vitamin D. And number 7 is probably the most common reason for a chronic cough. It's a calcium deficiency. And by the way, you can become calcium deficient if you don't have enough hydrochloric acid because it takes a very acidic stomach to absorb minerals, especially calcium. So if you're deficient in calcium, it can create a little bit of a spasm in your vocal cords, and that can create a chronic cough. I always recommend something called calcium lactate for people that have chronic cough. If you don't have some of these other conditions, I recommend the calcium lactate, and it seems to resolve it pretty quick. So there you have it, the 7 reasons for a chronic cough.